Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning, and I'm the master taster of Whisky.com. Today we taste the second bottle of the smoky, peaty An Cnoc single malt whiskey. It's called the Flaughter. It's also 46% ABV, uncolored, unchill filtered, natural in appearance. The Flaughter spade, yes, also this bottle has a spade on the tube and on the label as well, for distinguishing it between the others, and this one is called the Flaughter spade. The Flaughter spade is used to remove the top layer of peat, which is richer and more rooty. This gives a smokier flavor to the whiskey, in this case with a ppm of 14.8%. No, it depends how long you use peat for adding smoke to the whiskey, to the malt from which the whiskey is produced. But of course, the top layer, the very top layer of a moss, of a turf, is typically a grass, a swamp grass, something like this, very wet, and these plants have roots, and you have to cut below those roots. And I've had a video of myself digging peat on Isla. I will give you a link to this video, to this particular point in the video, so you can see how I'm digging peat. But I'm not using a flaughter and I'm not using a rudder. I'm using something completely different. Yes. 40.8% ppm is not too much. It's a significant amount of peat, and this, I think, will give a good balance, as the rudder whiskey already had. Here on the back, tasting notes, color, pale gold in appearance. Yes, it's a little more pale than the rudder was. It was a little bit darker golden than the Flaughter. The nose initially smoky and ashy. Underneath that, fresh vanilla notes ooze softness and creaminess, with a sharper hint of sticky toffee offers a balancing sweetness. Taste a warming and smooth experience, peaty and intense, but remarkably rounded. It flickers with hints of fragrant pipe tobacco, orchid fruits, brown sugar sweetness, and a slight medicinal overtone. An intensely flavorsome, smoky and smooth finish. So, let's have a try. I got this sample as the other from the distributor of this bottle. So I'm happy not to open a fresh bottle, so that somebody will have the chance for this limited edition. So if you look at the shelves of your dealer or of your local internet shop and you find a bottle, hurry up. It's limited, and I think it's really limited. There will be more bottles to come, from my suggestion. We'll see different spades. How they would be called, I don't know. But these particular bottles, these batches, will be gone then. I hope that the success of these bottles will be as good as the typically 12, 16 year and the vintage, which is 1999 now in 2014, and the Peter Arkle, which is produced for the travel value in big bottles. So I hope the success of these bottles will help the distillery to bring more of these limited editions to the market. Wonderful aromatic, well balanced to the fruitiness. It's a more medicinal note, not so bonfire like the rudder was. It's a little bit more medicinal. And the ashes, well, perhaps There's some fresh vanilla. And the caramel, I'm sorry, not yet. Perhaps after the first sip. Mouth-filling sweetness. First has this lolly aroma, now it's sweet, it's really sweet. Sugary sweet. Fruits, I can't say which, no pineapples. And the pipe tobacco. I'm not smoking, I very rarely have my nose into a pipe tobacco tin, whatever. But when I have, I like this aromatic smell very much. But as soon as you burn the tobacco, it's not for me, no. Wonderful fruity. And now the light sweetness, like a caramel. Fudge is appearing. It's one of the very few single malt whiskies where the distillery character and the peatiness are well balanced, so that neither the smokiness nor the fruitiness of the distillery character are dominant. It's really well balanced, and the aftertaste is quite long, smoky, and this gives a perfect finish to this whiskey. And perhaps it's a little young. There's this light metallic note, perhaps dryness, perhaps metallic note, I'm not quite sure. So it might be a little bit young, but it's not too bad for this intense smokiness. So this goes well with one another. If you have a non-peaty whiskey which is young, then this youngness disturbs my nerves, my taste buds. But in the case of a very peaty or a mildly peaty whiskey, then I find this youngness, interesting. Thank you for watching Whisky.com. There's more to come, and please feel free to discuss the tasting of this whiskey with me on our newly opened forum. Stay tuned.